I am Dr. Paneerselvam.
My dear friends, today through this video, we talk the rhythm of our consciousness. You know that the consciousness is built up of three essential components. Number one is mind, emotional, and last one is physical. So let us first start with the mind. We got a confusion between the mind and the brain. Mind is a conscious and brain is the physical part, just like the heart. It is a physical part of the emotional consciousness and the body of the physical consciousness. Now we are at present talking of the mind. What is the habit of the mind? It is to produce thoughts. It never sit quiet. The mind does not have the capacity to look at the things in totality. It cannot see the full total things. It is like looking through a keyhole. It should be like some hole which shows us a very small part of the picture, and we thought it is the full picture, even though it is through the keyhole. Each one of us looks through this own keyhole that leads to sometimes friction. Why? Because of each one of us is a different totality. You look at it differently, she looks at it differently, another one looks at it differently. So it will have a friction. So what is the conclusion? Mind therefore has to be quietened. That is what we always ask for: the patience, calm, quiet, something like that. So what would happen? It gets expanded and finally elevated. A question was, suppose if one mind is not still, then how does one meditate and follow the spiritual life? It requires a steadiness and equilibrium. In the initial stages, there are two things which should be very important. The first one is, we should always try and remember your God. It could be of any, whether it is a Christian, Hindu, or Muslim, it's okay. Visualize them in your heart and remember them. Remembrance is a little easier than doing meditation. The second one is, take a concentrated, focused attitude for a few minutes, calling your eternal or your own God, and calling them and calling their presence daily, each moment. These two, the one we have given first and second, the two practices will definitely soften your mind, quieten the mind, and pave the way for a concentrated, focused, dedicated meditation. The second one nowadays, be careful about what you are reading, because one should remember while carrying out the natural activities like eating, sleeping, walking, bathing, etc. When it happens, we are offering our actions to the God, every activity. So that is why every one of the activity becomes spiritual. So yoga here, the combination, quietness, softness, that is a representation of yoga. It is not necessary to go to temples to unite with God. Yoga, it is not necessary to go to temples to unite with the God. It can be done here, maybe at a place, and now through the activities of life, provided the attitude is right and the aspiration is very strong. So now we look upon the reading habit. So you should be very careful about what you read, because when one reads, one comes into contact with the consciousness of the concerned writer. Whatever you read, what the books refer, you will have the consciousness of the writer in you. Therefore, it is necessary to read the beautiful, the uplifting, interesting books, especially when one is going to sleep. Why? Because before going to sleep, when you read, the vibration continues throughout your night sleep. So now we'll move on to the emotional as well as physical in the subsequent video. Thanks for listening, and keep your mind intact to do a better meditation and yogaistic force, so that you lead a happiest occasion and a spiritual kind of life, and enjoy your life and keep yourself always smile, and all the presents before you will look you so beautiful and pleasing. Thanks to enjoy, and thanks for listening. All those days you make your life more highly enjoyable forever. Thanks for listening.